Hey, good evening, guys. UC here from iTradePrice. Just wanted to make a quick video. I know I have not been able to make some video clips lately. I was busy updating the website, making sure that the transaction will work smoothly. How will I get your machine IDs and put all that information when somebody buys the strategy. So all that is done now. So I will have some time, but I've put some videos and good information in the course, right? I'm calling it a course when you get it. So if you get it, you will see quickly. I've put some sections in here and some videos and all that helpful information, but you guys can take a look at it later. But okay, so a good question came in somebody asked me privately, and they asked me, in my the time I've been trading this thing live, what is the ideal time, what is the ideal structure when this thing works, right? And I've been telling you, right, there is no ideal time, right? In terms of it's more depending on the structure, but also I think it needs to be volatile, right? Because volatility makes trends, right? So you want it to be trending. You don't want it to be trading when this thing is sideways. And we have taken care of that by giving you some control in terms of the distance between the EMAs, right? That is one thing. But other than that, you can always have a manual enable and disable control that you guys can do. So let's say, so the question was, when has the strategy worked really well? So in my observation, the strategy has really worked well during the morning hours when it's pretty volatile, but some people like to avoid that time because it gets wacky. It's still trying to find its direction, and that's fine, right? So the other times when I found this thing really working great is when there is some news out there, when Mr. JP is talking, the Fed chairman is talking, and this thing moves, when some earnings come out and all that, right? So just for an example, let's take an example of today when Mr. JP started to talk, right? So he was supposed to talk at 2 p.m. Eastern. So let's enable this thing and see how it behaved. Again, I have 150 tick chart, both sides, and aggressive and non-aggressive settings on each of those. Okay, so I'm going to try to run this thing and see how it behaves. And you can see, and I'll pause it, in different places, just try to explain a few things to you as you watch this thing. Okay, so let's keep going. And once the distance between the two EMAs here, the ones that I like to use, increases to the desired level, right, to the level which I have put in my parameters, the bot will start looking for trades, right? So right now it's still considered sideways. Okay, and then I'll tell you something. I'll hold on to that thought for now, but let's just see at least first trade. Let me forward this thing a little bit. Okay, I think it's supposed to be like 9 or 10, the distance. Okay, so now looks like it's a good distance, and it should try to find a trade. Yeah, so let's see if it gives us a pullback, and I'll pause it right there if it takes a trade, because I want to explain you guys something. Okay, let's see. Okay, no trade, that's fine. Should look for something now. Okay,
Order submitted.
there you go. So there's an
Order filled.
all right, I'll pause it. Okay, so you see it took the trade, and this is all my template. It took the trade when this thing pulled back a little bit, right? So in parameters, I've introduced something, it's called EMA filter. So what it does is that, let's say if you based on your risk profile, you do not like shallow pullbacks like this, right? You can tell the bot to only look for a setup when it is above, let's say 50 EMA, or if it's above 100 EMA, or even if it's above 200, because sometimes the price jacks up like that and then drops. So you can tell the bot to only look for setups when all other criteria is being met, when the distance is also above your the value that you've defined in the parameters, and the price goes above 200 EMA or 100 EMA or 120 EMA or 40 or whatever, right? Whatever you write, or you can just leave it as default the way I do. But again, it's all based on the risk profile. So that's why testing is so important. Playing with this thing is so important, so that you find that sweet spot. Okay, so just wanted to kind of highlight that fact. All right, let's keep going. So this is okay. So looks like it's going against us for now. So again, see
Stop fill.
how the price went up here, right? So you could have told in your parameters that only take the trade when we are above this 50 EMA. Do not take a trade here. So it could have done that, right? Or you could even say, hey, only take the trade when it's above 100 EMA, or whatever user defined EMA that you put. So you can do all that stuff. But for now, we'll just keep going because that's how I trade. So I'm just keeping the same setup, right? The ones that I trade with. Okay, so let's keep going and we'll see where it takes the next trade. So let me forward this thing a little bit, and because we want all right, so it moves down. God, see, having that filter would definitely help, right? Because you would have taken a trade here and it would not have stopped you out and given you a nice run to the downside. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, let's see, when do we get our next pullback? Forward this a little bit just so that we can see what happens and then talk about it. Okay, still going down. See now the volatility, right? This is the time that it wants to look for these pullbacks and trades and quick trades, right? Otherwise, if you're doing it manually, you're kind of struggling with this thing to see. All right.
Target filled.
Oh, I paused it. But all right, so you see it took the trade somewhere over here, right, on the pullback, and it moved so quickly that it's not, if your template is not provisioned, right, it's hard to manage it manually. Yes, you can do that in a slower time, but when Mr. JP is talking, these things move very fast, right? So anyways, let's keep going. And now there is the other one. Let's keep going. Perfect. Awesome.
Target filled.
Awesome. Okay. So now, see, now again, since one more thing you can do, right? So now let's say I have configured on this chart to take default, right? Default settings. And then this chart I have a non-aggressive, but you can have a third chart, or you can just disable this right now like this. And now since the price is stretched, right? The price is stretched, you can see it, right? So you can tell on the other chart, right, to, hey, I took these trades nicely, that's fine. Now since this thing is stretched, I don't want more trades on a shallow pullback, right? This was enough for me. I only want to trade on a deeper pullback above 100 or above 200, right? So be selective. So you can do all those things, right? So you have to be creative, right? But let's just keep going and see what happens. Probably give up. Okay.
Target filled.
All right. Another. There you go. Nice. Back to break even. Take another trade. All right. Perfect. Cool. Now let's get out by ourselves. We can even manually move it and all that stuff. So again, right now I'm just running it on default, but I'm giving you ideas to think on, right? What and how you can use this tool. But so back to the question was that when do I what are the market structure that I have found this thing to work nicely. And you can see from the technical perspective, from the chart perspective, this is how it looks like. But from the news, the volatility, you want some nice trending move, right? In the hourly time frame, this is what actually, or look at in 5-minute time frame. So in 5-minute time frame, this is what it looks like, right? In the hourly time frame, let's see, this is what it looks like. So see, a trend bar, right? A trend bar. Mr. JP is talking and this thing is trending down, right? So that's when I have found this thing to be really, really beneficial. Okay, so hope you guys like this little video. I've put more pointers like this as well. So the point is to collectively take all this information and find your sweet spot. Okay, hope you guys like this little video, and talk to you soon. Take care.